Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into a problem that I think a lot of businesses face,
Yeah.
especially in India, and that's fraud in these wholesale markets.
Oh, yeah?
We got a really interesting set of source material this time.
Yeah.
It's actually plans for a new website called TradeSafe.in, and
Interesting.
it's trying to tackle this issue, head on.
That's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, and what I think is so interesting about TradeSafe.in is it's not just like
Right.
reporting fraud after it's happened.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get ahead of it,
Totally. It's like
to vend it.
it's like a community watch program for shop
Yeah.
owners and distributors.
Exactly. Before we get into the website, though,
Yeah.
let's talk about how big of a problem this is.
Yeah.
So we've got some chat logs,
Oh, wow.
and they really paint a picture.
Okay.
These chat logs are actually from a pre-existing
Okay.
WhatsApp group. It's called the Savdan India Pending Lenden group.
Okay.
And it's just vendors sharing info about, other vendors who are scamming people, basically.
So this gives us a glimpse into how,
Yeah.
widespread this is.
Absolutely. So we see some of the names that pop up again and again in here.
Okay.
We see Manish Katni
Okay.
from Two Lycos Accessories.
All right.
We see Jane Gwalior
Mm-hmm.
just being mentioned repeatedly. And
Yeah.
the accusations are wild.
Wow. So this isn't
Yeah.
limited to one
No,
specific region.
it's all over.
Yeah.
So we see Bihar, Gwalior, Jaipur, Gorakhpur,
Yeah.
even Ludhiana, Meerut. Like, it's
It's everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It seems like,
No matter where you are,
yeah,
there's a risk of encountering a bad actor.
totally. And
Yeah.
the amounts are really significant.
Okay.
We see things from like 10,000 rupees
Right.
all the way to over 1,000 in some cases. And I think what
It's
really,
a lot of money.
yeah, what really gets me is you can feel the frustration in these chats.
Oh, really?
Like, vendors,
Yeah.
they don't know what to do.
Right.
They've been cheated.
It's just, yeah.
And there's no recourse,
Right. There's no.
It's like a cautionary tale
Yeah.
for anyone who's doing business in these markets.
Right.
And it really makes you think, like, have you ever
Don't you?
had a customer just disappear without paying?
Oh, all the time.
Right.
That's why TradeSafe.in
Yeah.
is so important, because
That's where this comes in.
it aims to give
Yeah.
vendors, the tools that they need
Uh-huh.
to check on potential partners
Absolutely.
so they don't get scammed.
So let's get into how TradeSafe.in is actually going to try to do this.
Okay.
They laid out these 3 core features in their plans.
Okay.
The first one is they call it fraud party listings.
Okay.
Basically,
It's like a database.
it's a searchable database of
Right.
individuals or businesses that have been reported for, fraud, basically.
Okay. So before you
So, like,
do business with someone.
before you even do business with someone,
Yeah.
you can go onto TradeSafe.in,
Gotcha.
do a quick search.
Okay.
You can search by their name,
Oh, wow.
their phone number, their
So
location.
you can search by a lot of.
You can search by the name of their shop,
Okay.
the market they're in, like all this stuff.
That's really interesting.
And if they've been flagged by someone else,
Ah.
then all their details will pop up.
Oh, wow.
Along with, all the info about the alleged fraud.
Right there.
It's all right there.
Yeah.
And it's really all about the
do you-
community protecting itself.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
using the power of the
Sure.
community.
And it's
Yeah.
really building on what these chat groups are already doing.
Yeah.
Like the
Like that.
Savdan India Pending Lenden group
Like that Savdan India pending group.
to Savdan India.
Yeah.
It's like taking that
Yeah.
and making it organized and accessible.
Accessible.
And that brings us to the second core feature,
Okay.
which is report fraud.
Oh,
So this is where it gets really interesting.
All right.
You've been cheated.
Mm-hmm.
You go on TradeSafe,
Yeah.
and you can report the fraudster.
Gotcha.
So you give their name, phone number,
Okay.
how much they owe you, when it was due.
Right.
You can even upload, like, proof documents.
Oh, wow.
So receipts, invoices, like whatever you got. So it's
Yeah.
not just like hearsay,
you're providing evidence.
you're giving evidence.
Yeah.
But what happens to that report
Right.
after it's submitted?
Yeah. So
And
that's where the third feature comes in.
Yeah.
Which is
called
promote alerts.
promote alerts.
This is where TradeSafe ends.
Yeah.
Gets really smart.
Yeah.
They understand that not all
Uh-huh.
fraud reports are the same.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's really urgent.
Yeah.
Or maybe it involves
A lot of
Tons of money.
Right. So they made a system where you can pay a little bit to have your fraudster featured more on the website.
They're kind of like an ad.
Yeah.
But instead of selling a product,
Right.
you're warning people about a scammer.
You're warning people.
And they have different
like different
price plans.
Price plans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, the basic plan.
Okay.
You can promote like 2 fraud parties for 7 days for just 99 rupees.
Gotcha.
The standard plan.
Okay.
You can do 5 parties for 7 days for 99 rupees.
Right.
And then for like max visibility,
Yeah.
you can do the premium plan. That's 499.
Gotcha.
5 fraud parties for a whole month.
For the whole month.
31 days.
31 days, yeah.
I think it's so smart.
Yeah.
You know, it gets people to share information
Right.
and it creates a system that's,
Exactly.
you know, financially sustainable.
Totally.
And it gives the vendors that control too.
Yeah.
You know, they can
Yeah.
choose how much they want to spend based on,
Yeah.
you know, how bad it was, how widespread they want that warning to be.
It's a tailored solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on, I want to ask you, the listener, a question.
Okay.
So imagine a system like this existed in your industry.
Oh, that's interesting.
What kind of information would be
Yeah.
valuable to share to
Yeah.
prevent fraud? Just something to think about.
Mm.
We'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so we've talked about the problem and like the potential solution with TradeSafe.in.
Right.
But I want to kind of look at like how this website
Like, how's it going to work?
is going to actually function,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, because
for users.
a website can have the best intentions in the world,
Yeah.
but if it's like clunky,
Right, it's got to be used
you know,
for
or just hard to use, no one's going to buy 'em.
exactly.
No one's going to use it.
And I think what's interesting about TradeSafe
Yeah.
is that it's very clear.
Yeah.
They've put a lot of thought into the usability
Yeah.
of the website.
Absolutely. One of the things that really stood out to me is how much emphasis they put on making a website that's designed specifically for Indian vendors.
Yeah.
Like taking into account, you know, the nuances
Yeah.
of doing business in India.
Absolutely. For instance, the entire website's going to be available in both English and Hindi.
That's really important.
Yeah, you'll be able to just switch back and forth
Oh, wow.
seamlessly.
Yeah, making it
Exactly.
accessible to a wider audience.
Wider audience, for sure. And it's not just about, you know, translation they've thought about,
Yeah.
like how Hindi speakers might interact with the website, like
Right.
even like the amounts owed are formatted
Yeah.
using
Yeah, the rupee symbol.
the rupee symbol, right?
Exactly, yeah.
For Indian rupees.
I think it's
Well,
those little details
Just those little details that really
that make a big difference.
make a difference.
You want people to feel like this was made for them.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
shows that
Yeah.
it's really catered to their needs.
Yeah, like they get it, you know?
Yeah, and in terms of the design,
Mm-hmm.
they're aiming for like a clean
Yeah.
and intuitive layout.
Simple.
Yeah, so the homepage, for example,
Yeah.
is going to have this big,
Yeah.
prominent search bar, right?
At the top.
Right at the top.
Okay.
So you can easily...
So you can just go on
Here's a-
immediately and search.
Exactly. Like right away, you can check on a potential partner.
Yeah.
And then right below that,
Yeah.
they're going to have this section
Oh, cool.
that shows like some of the
Great.
most frequently reported fraudsters,
Interesting.
like almost like a most wanted list.
oh, like a most wanted list.
Yeah, for the wholesale market.
That's interesting.
And they're going to, each listing will include the,
oh, cool.
the fraudster's name,
Yeah.
the total amount that they owe,
Okay.
and then also like the market they
Okay.
operate in.
Gotcha.
I think it's
It's like a reminder.
yeah, it's a reminder
Tell me
that this
how-
is a real
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah.
But they've also thought about like beyond just the homepage,
Right.
you know, the functionality of the website.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think is really cool
Yeah.
is they're going to include testimonials
Oh, wow.
from other Indian vendors.
From other who have been
Mhm.
impacted by fraud.
Yeah.
Like, imagine seeing a quote from someone in your community
Yeah.
praising TradeSafe.
Right. For helping them avoid a scam.
Exactly. Like, I was able to avoid this scam
Or recover money that they had lost.
because of TradeSafe.
Yeah, that's powerful.
I think it's really powerful.
Super powerful.
Yeah.
It really shows that it's made by
Yeah, it builds trust.
Indian vendors for Indian vendors.
For sure. Now, let's talk about
Yeah.
the process of
Okay.
actually reporting a fraudster.
Okay.
So TradeSafe designed this
Yeah.
to be as simple as possible.
Okay.
Like super straightforward.
Make it easy.
Easy.
Okay.
So you start by filling out a form.
Okay.
And it has all the fraudsters' details.
So their name, phone number.
Name, phone number.
That kind of stuff.
Amount owed, due date.
Okay.
And then to support your claim.
You could upload documents.
Invoices. Proof documents, yeah.
Like,
you know.
Photos of their business card even.
Yeah, whatever you got.
I bet some people are thinking like, what if?
What if I'm worried about...
I report this guy and then he comes after me.
Yeah.
Like, what if they find out that I was the one who did it?
Right. That's a valid concern. And TradeSafe knows this.
Okay.
So they're giving users the option to stay anonymous.
Okay. So
when they're submitting reports.
Choose to share your name or not.
Exactly. So you can either be public with your name or you can keep it hidden.
Oh, that's really important.
It's crucial.
Yeah, because I think that's...
It means that people can report fraud without being scared.
Without fear.
Yeah, without any fear of repercussions.
That's big, okay.
It empowers them to speak up
Yeah.
and to protect the community
Right.
without putting themselves at risk. Now, we've talked about, like, how vendors will use it,
Right.
but what about...
But what about the people behind
people behind the scenes, yeah.
Like the admins.
Like the admin who are running TradeSafe.
Yeah, they play a really critical role.
So what are they doing?
So they're responsible for reviewing new reports, right?
Okay.
Making sure the information's accurate.
So they're checking everything.
Yeah, they're checking everything, making sure the database
it's legit.
Is up to date, it's accurate. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they can also,
okay,
edit or delete
oh,
existing records if they need to.
Okay, so like if
So let's say, for example, a fraudster changes their phone number or their shop name.
Yeah.
The admins can go in and
update it.
They can update it to reflect those changes.
So like they're really
the gatekeepers
of the gatekeepers
this platform,
making sure that the information's reliable.
Okay, and it's all
the system is fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
So it brings up an interesting question. Like,
right? How do
they balance that community reporting with with keeping the data good? Like, how do you make sure people aren't just using it
to get revenge on someone?
Revenge or whatever.
Or just making false accusations.
Yeah. So how do they...
So it's a delicate balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, you want to encourage people to share freely.
Right. But you don't want it to get out of control.
We'll also have to make sure the information is accurate, right?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're implementing a kind of a multi-layered approach.
Okay.
So first of all, every new fraud report is reviewed by an admin. Before it's made public. Yeah. So that's step one. Yeah. That prevents those false reports.
Exactly. Prevents it from spreading.
Gotcha.
And then secondly, they're going to have this really robust disclaimer.
Okay.
That outlines, the purpose of the platform.
Right.
It emphasizes that, TradeSafe.
They're not verifying everything.
Doesn't verify the accuracy of the reports and that they're not liable for any decisions or actions taken based on that information.
Okay.
And then they're also going to make it clear that users are responsible for what they submit.
Right.
And they have to agree to that disclaimer before they can report a fraudster.
I think those legal safeguards
it's all about
are pretty important.
Transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
Making sure that the system is fair to everyone.
It sounds like they're trying to cover everything.
They're covering all the bases.
From a technical
and legal standpoint.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious, how are they going to build this website?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are they doing it?
So they're using
traditional way around
this really cutting-edge platform called Supabase. Supabase, yeah.
What is that?
It's this powerful tool that handles all the heavy lifting when it comes to storing and managing all the data.
Yeah, think of it like the engine that's powering the website.
And how are they going to make sure the data is secure?
So they're implementing like a bunch of security measures.
Okay.
One of them is using something called environment variables.
What is that?
So basically, it's a way to store sensitive information like passwords.
Right. You don't want that getting out.
Right.
Yeah.
And API keys in a really safe and encrypted way.
Gotcha. So it's like it's locked up.
Yeah, it's locked up tight.
Okay.
And then they're also using something called row-level security.
Okay.
So this is, it lets them control who can see what data.
Okay.
So vendors, for example, they'll only see their own reports and then reports from other vendors in their community.
So not like everyone can see everything.
Exactly. And admins, they can see it.
But the admins can see everything.
Everything.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like different security
clearance levels.
Yeah, like in a
right.
spy movie or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you only get access to the information that you need to do your job.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah.
Now we've talked a lot about like the technical stuff.
Yeah.
But we got to think about like
the user experience.
Yeah. Like how are people actually going to
how are they actually going to use this website?
Use it.
How are they going to find what they need?
They're going to find the information they need.
So have they given any thought to that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So they've really focused on making the website as user-friendly as possible.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they're doing is creating this really clear and intuitive page flow.
So, like, when you land on the website... It's not just like...
It's not overwhelming you.
It's overwhelming you with stuff.
It's not just, a jumble.
Yeah.
It's very logical.
Okay.
So they're planning to have this consistent header
at the top
of every page with the logo, with the navigation menu, even an indicator for premium users.
Gotcha.
And then you have the dashboard.
Right, which
acts as the central hub. Yeah. So it's like an overview of your activity.
Okay.
Your recent reports, any notifications.
And then from there, you can go to like...
Yeah, and then from there,
some sections.
You can go to the fraud report section. You can go to profile.
Okay.
If you're a premium user, you can go to the premium features.
Gotcha. And then also...
And then a logout option, of course.
Obviously a logout.
Right.
Very simple, straightforward.
Very simple.
Layout.
Yeah.
Now,
what happens if something goes wrong? Right.
Sometimes things go wrong.
Like even with
websites,
the best designed
no matter how much testing you do,
you're going to have
something might break.
Yeah.
How are they going to
So they're giving the development team a set of tools and strategies to fix these kinds of problems.
Okay, so like let's say
for example,
a user is trying to view their profile.
Yeah.
But the system
but for some reason it's not pulling the data correctly.
Pulling the data. Yeah. What do they do?
So they're going to go through like a step-by-step.
Yeah, a process.
To figure out what's going on.
Okay.
But first they'll check the database connection, right?
Make sure it's connected.
Make sure the website is connected to the database.
Right.
That there are no network issues.
Okay.
Then they'll examine the back-end query.
Which is
making sure that it's
like the request.
Pulling the right data.
For
the database.
Okay.
And that it's formatted correctly.
Gotcha.
And then they'll check the input parameters.
Which is, what is that?
So making sure the website is sending the correct user ID, for example.
Right, yeah.
To the database.
Okay.
And then finally, they'll examine the back-end logic itself.
So that's
like the code of the website processing that response correctly and handling any errors gracefully.
So they're checking everything, basically.
Yeah. So by systematically going through these steps, they can really isolate the root cause.
Yeah. Figure out what went wrong.
And fix it fast.
Now, we've talked about,
So for premium users.
Yeah. For the premium users, they get some special...
The special banner on their dashboard.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
It's going to have these promotional tiles.
Okay.
And it's going to show 3 different promotion packages.
So you can
choose
which one you want.
Which package best suits your needs.
Okay. Now, how does this work, like technically?
Yeah.
Where is all this info?
All the promotion details
are
stored in this database table called promotions.
Promotions. Okay.
You have all the info like,
Right, the price.
Price, duration.
How long it lasts.
How many fraud parties can be promoted for each package.
Gotcha. And how does the user actually see it?
So the back end logic for the dashboard will check if the user is a premium user.
Right.
And if they are, it'll fetch those promotion details from the promotions table.
Okay.
And then it sends them to the front end.
Gotcha.
To display as those tiles.
So it's all automatic?
Yeah, it's all automated.
Okay.
So the system knows which promotions to display based on the user's account.
Okay.
And once a user selects a package, they'll be taken to like a payment gateway.
Right, to pay for it.
Yeah.
And once they pay.
Once the payment is confirmed, the back end will update that promotions table and activate the promotion.
And then they'll get a confirmation email.
Exactly. Oh. And then they get that email.
So it's all very straightforward. Now imagine you're a premium user.
Okay.
You just bought a package.
Yeah.
what do you see on your dashboard?
Okay, so instead of that,
instead of the banner,
in banner,
yeah,
you'll see this new section.
Okay.
And it'll list your active promotions.
Oh, okay.
And it'll have the name.
So like the name of the
promotion when it ends.
Okay.
The names of the fraud parties that you're promoting.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then it'll also get reminders.
So you don't forget.
When the promotion's about to expire.
To renew.
Yeah, so you don't forget to renew.
Oh. Now, we've talked a lot about like the website, the features, the functionality.
Right.
But I'm kind of curious, like, about the real world impact.
Yeah, does it actually work?
Yeah, like, is there any evidence that this kind of community-driven approach can actually
make a dent in this problem?
Well, yeah, like make a dent in this problem of fraud.
Well, the good news is we're not starting from scratch.
Right.
Remember those chat logs?
From the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, the Southern India pending Lendin group.
Yeah.
That group actually shows us how vendors are already doing this.
Yeah.
They're already taking action to fight fraud.
And that group was started way back in
February of 2023.
February 2023, yeah.
By a vendor named Arun Kumar.
Nesty
In the group.
Yeah.
It seems like he really just took the initiative to create a space where vendors could,
share information,
warn each other about scammers.
Yeah. And it seems like it really
took off.
Yeah. Like by March of 2023, we see like a ton of activity in the chat.
Tons of reports, people sharing contact details, posting screenshots of WhatsApp conversations as proof. It's clear that
they needed this.
There was a need for this.
Yeah, like
vendors were like ready to jump in.
Yeah, they were ready to go, and
the things that they're saying are really, really interesting.
Yeah, like some of the names.
Yeah, so we see
that we've seen before.
Manish Katni again.
Manish Katni from 2 Lycos accessories.
Yeah,
pops up again.
Yeah, we see accusations against a Raz Mobile ALD. Reports about a Suraj Kumar in Bihar.
Yeah, and it's not just
individuals. We see entire businesses being called out.
Yeah, like Jane Gwalior.
Accused of operating fraudulently in the Topi Bazaar Rasi market.
It just goes to show you, like, this is bigger.
It's bigger than just one person.
It's a systemic issue, and that's where TradeSafe in comes in.
TradeSafe
takes that grassroots effort, and
amplifies it.
Bigger.
Yeah.
And
it gives them this platform. Yeah. It's organized, it's structured, it's easy to use.
Right, easy to access. Yeah. So everyone can
vendors can protect each other.
Share information, protect each other.
Yeah.
And
the fact that they let vendors promote their alerts
Mm-hmm.
means that
the really important stuff,
the most critical information gets out there.
Yeah, because sometimes just reporting it isn't enough.
It's not enough.
You got to make sure people see it.
Spread the word.
Yeah, and their pricing plan is it's smart.
Yeah, it is.
Like 99 rupees
for 7 days.
For 7 days, you can get
on the homepage.
On the homepage, that's the basic plan.
That's the basic plan.
And then if you want more,
you go with the standard plan.
You can do the standard, which is
5
fraud parties for 7 days for